So, the big question is this: how are entrepreneurs and real estate investors like us, ones who want to grow our businesses and who are tired of paying for really expensive alternative lending, how do we tap into the most inexpensive money available and do it without the hassle of typical borrowing? That is the question, and this podcast will give you the answers. I'm Merrill Chandler, and welcome to the Are You Effable podcast. Merrill Chandler here, your host of Are You Effable? And in this episode, I'm really excited because what we're doing is I'm going to actually turn you on to a Facebook Live that we recorded. Brad and I were answering questions in our Facebook group. We were answering questions from random viewers, people who had sent in emails when we put out a call to, what would you like to know about Fundability? And this was like one of the most popular editions of our Facebook Live that we ever did. It was Brad and I were just on point, and the questions were perfect. I mean, so many good questions, and our answers were highly revealing. So when we come back, we're going to drop right into that Facebook Live, and I'm going to give you guys just some amazing, amazing insights on fundability and how to avoid the landmines where you have been blowing up your funding chances. So, Merrill Chandler, and I'll see you back here in a minute.
Welcome, everyone.
Welcome. Hey, guys, it is Brad Burnett, and of course, the CEO of Credit Sense, Merrill Chandler, coming at you live from the Credit Sense base camp. And we're going to be answering a couple of questions we had come in through some email and from different clients and different sources over the past couple of weeks. And then, of course, if you are able to catch us live right now while we're on, ask your questions. I got Facebook Live pulled up right here, and we will be able to answer your questions as we go. Otherwise, we'll catch them either in the comments or later on. You can actually join us and get them answered next week. So let's get started.
Welcome,
First question. So actually, let's follow these in three orders. Somebody was told they should never close a revolving account, ever. It's bad for their credit.
Did they get this from like creditkarma.com? I'm just going to put this out here because that sounds awfully suspicious, like a lender or a merchant's policy, right? Never close our card, it'll destroy your credit. Sounds awfully suspicious. First of all, it's not true. But there is a way to close an account without harming your credit profile. Because if you go out there right now and start closing accounts, we've talked about low value cards, we've talked about junk cards and things like that, all your mall store cards. If you go out and close them, you are going to hurt your profile. But there's a way to do it where you don't have to hurt the profile. It really is getting under the hood of how FICO measures the value contribution of a particular account, right? So, as we said in one of our earlier posts, if you open up an account within the last 30 days and it's a junk card, mall store card, or otherwise, close it. You may take a hit, but you'll rebound very quickly. All right, so get rid of any brand new cards, and we'll do a whole Facebook Live on this, but never go into a merchant and say we'll save 10%. Save 10% on your purchase if you apply for our card. Well, first of all, the only ones who do that are merchant store cards, mall store cards, junk cards. They're the only ones who make those offers. First thing, unless you're spending $67,000 at Target, don't do the card. It's not worth it. It'll ruin you on a number of levels, and we'll cover that at a different time. But we, as part of our optimization process, we always replace a negative point. We've built an algorithm that allows us to rank the contribution of each one of your revolving accounts. Oh, your installment loans too, but we're talking revolving now. We value that, and that ranking tells us when a particular card ends up at the bottom of that ranking and it's a junk store card or it's a low value card, only then is it closable. We only close it when it ends up at the very bottom of the profile, and it causes the average age to go up. So those are the two features. There's a lot of math in there, so if you want to try it on your own, I'm putting in my disclaimer, soccer in a minefield, don't, do this with adult supervision.
Yeah, don't just close an account because it's soccer in a minefield. The end of that is you might score a goal and it'll be great, but it's more likely you're going to blow up your accounts and you're going to blow up your profile.
Just be careful, right? Be careful. But the bottom line is, once that ranking is at the bottom and your average age goes up by having it closed, that's the only time that we recommend a closure to clients. We've had clients who their all their junk cards are projected out like 5 years, one per quarter for 5 years, because they had so many. They were such a consumer borrower that they just literally 15 or 20 consumer cards that needed to be closed to make their profile valuable, but every single one of them, there's a deliberate process. So the idea is, yes, ultimately you want no open consumer cards. As we've said it before, I believe, but there's actually a FICO negative indicator called consumer finance accounts. If that shows consumer finance accounts is present, you'll only have to have one. But if it's present, you're not getting all the points, and your fundability is definitely taking a hit. That's why they call them negative indicators. So that is wrong. You can close accounts. You just have to close them after you've replaced their points with points from higher value cards.
Yeah. So just be smart about it. Be strategic. If you need some recommendations, hit us in the comments. We're more than happy to help where we can. Sometimes it takes a little more than just a quick review. So just know that
that's what our analyses are for.
That's what it's what they're for. That's what we do. So now, kind of dovetailing or bleeding off of that here. So it's okay to close accounts, but when you pay off an account, does it close the account? Like for instance, the reason this comes up, we have there's an individual that I had a chance to speak with, and I reviewed their profile, did the analysis for them, and they had 4 or 5 Synchrony bank accounts that they didn't realize they were the same account because they had never looked at their credit report. So as we're going through his credit profile, it's Synchrony Bank Lazy Boy, Synchrony Bank Care Credit, Synchrony Bank, it's just a list of them. He was
sad face.
Sad face. Live video interrupted because of a phone call. All right. Technical difficulties. We had a phone call that came in, and we're glitching like crazy.
Sad face.
What happened? That says we're live again. Yeah, I got you live. We're good.
All right, we're good? Okay. So do you want to go I guess we can't go airplane mode, right?
Yeah, not at this point. So, note to self, go airplane mode next time. We got it.
Well, no, we can't go airplane mode.
Yeah, Wi-Fi.
Yeah. Hey, we're technical geniuses.
We got this.
So Synchrony Bank, 5 accounts, all covered by the same one. He thinks that it's a lazy boy, so he thinks it'll automatically close.
Just closes once it's paid off, like an installment loan.
Like those are installment loans.
Not a revolving account. So here's the thing, guys. With any revolving account, just because you're paying it off, and so you go into Mattress Firm, you go into a furniture store, you go buy a TV, any of these accounts are revolving. They always put you on a revolving account because they want you to pay it down, they get more interest out of it, and then you might use it again.
Yeah.
And that's the reality.
Because they don't close it. They want you to go pick up that next ATV on a Honda account or a new mattress at Sleep Number or whatever.
And these accounts tend to stay open longer than a normal credit card would because they have different financing and different financial requirements. So a normal credit card, if you don't use it for a certain amount of time, it will get closed
for inactivity.
Yep. These guys,
they don't want the exposure. Real credit cards, what we call cash cards, use them as same as cash, right? Those actually close out because they don't know without that activity. You've got a $5,000 credit line just sitting there. You haven't shown them that you are paying it off and using it, paying it off. There's no behavior being tracked for the previous 24 months. And so after 24 months, 36 months, they'll shut you down for inactivity because there's no evidence showing you how to manage it, right?
Yeah.
These cards, they don't have anything to lose. They're marking up their products 5 to 10 times. So $1,000 is actually $100 exposure to them. So they want you 10 years from now to still buy your next sleep number, right?
Which he had. One of his oldest secret bank account was 8 years old. And his exact words were, "I paid that off 7 years ago." So it was paid off quickly, but it was never closed. So just so you know, you have to, first of all, know what you're getting into. Let's start there. When you go into one of these companies, ask them, is it a revolving trade line or account, or is it going to be an installment loan?
Yeah.
If you can get installment, that's where you
Only
want to
get
go.
an installment.
You know, some of them won't do that, so we get that it happens when you have to get a new mattress.
Put it on your Chase Sapphire card and get the air points.
Get the miles.
Because many of us, since we don't know, we haven't known until now, that these are low-value junk cards. It's Seagull credit, not Credit Eagle credit, right? So we don't want these junk cards, but because we have a good score, we walk in and say, "Oh yeah, I'll just finance it because it's same 90 days, same as cash, or 6 months interest free." And now you're operating again over here on your cash flow side, rather on I'm going to pollute and junk up the most valuable financial asset I have, which is my credit. So we don't want you to put that on. Don't get those accounts if you can in any way avoid it. It will junk up your card. It ruins your average age. We need to do the entire low value card discussion. No, one of those. Did we do?
I thought we did.
Okay. So credit card hacking and all those things. We've got. Guys,
check out our YouTube channel because we have just a boatload of videos, including these. We shouldn't say this probably, but these Facebook Lives. We put them on YouTube so that they have a place to live forever versus getting pushed down in the feed and disappearing. So check out our YouTube channel, CreditSense YouTube. It's easy to find, and you can research and spend days going through videos and learning stuff that you never imagined was.
And this is our free stuff, guys. This is the free stuff.
Yeah.
Right? That we don't charge for you to become a conscious borrower. Become aware. Find out that there are actually rules of the game you can learn, and then talk to us. Get an analysis. Find out how you stack up against mortgage underwriting or business credit underwriting. Find out the facts you need, because unless you know where you are, you can't get anywhere. You got to know where you are today to get to $1 million in credit lines, or buy a new house, or refinance, or whatever. So get informed.
Yeah, absolutely. And that actually leads us into the last question, or it was more of a comment.
Okay.
So this was a comment from a gentleman who had been in business for, he said 40 years.
He's 26.
40 or 41, I don't know how many it was. But he said, never in his 40 years of business did any financial advisor or banker tell him how to successfully manage his business finances with regards to where should business expenses be placed. Because he had a ton of available credit, all in his personal, all business expenses. And so you can imagine, as he's running these business expenses, it's like run it up to the beginning of the month, spike it out, and then he paid it down. But so he's reporting every month with high balances, and it's killing his personal credit and his scores, where he could have easily been in the high 700 range. He was in the low 7, high 600 range. But it's because he had never been told, have business expenses be on business. Now, some of us,
business credit.
That seems obvious, right? Oh, it should just be on business credit. But when you go into Capital One, they give you a Capital One Spark card, say it's a business card, have commercials that tell you it's a business card, and this gun that I just made with these two fingers, you want to shoot yourself with, because it reports on your personal every single month. So you can't run credit on it. You can't run balances like you would with a business, because it's going to damage your personal profile. So
it's not a business card, no matter what the marketing
says.
says.
Doesn't matter what it says, yeah. And they even print it on their business card. It's not.
They are lying through their teeth. That's why I wasn't flipping you off. I was flipping off the system.
Oh, yeah.
The ignorance of the marketers, or the pure deception. We'll give them you didn't even see.
It's recorded.
The point is that if it reports on your personal profile, it is personal credit, regardless of anything else out there. And they are trying, because your personal credit has different underwriting than business does. But business, you can get millions of dollars in lines of credit, and you can't do that on your personal. Yeah. So there are different underwriting criteria, and the goose that lays the golden egg, right? If you nurture and take care of perfectly your personal profile, and you don't treat it like a business expense reporting function and using all your credit lines to run business expenses, if you'll move that over onto business, you keep this prim and proper and pristine, 3 P's, and over here, they allow you more liberties to carry balances or grow your lines or grow your credit card limits, right? And so this guy for 41 years has been, just because you get to write it off as a business expense, even on a business card. And technically, guys, you need to have a letter where you're leasing that card from the business, from the personal to the business, in your taxes if you're audited. They won't accept business expenses without some formal denotation that you are using this expressly for your card. Now, I'm going to add one more thing here. This is so important. You know what piercing the corporate veil is, right?
No.
Piercing the
no.
Piercing
this one's so deep.
Yeah. Piercing the corporate veil means that if you put on a credit card personal expenses and you put business expenses on the same card, a good attorney who's suing you personally, and you have all these assets and real estate and notes and all these assets in the business, because you have treated it with non-deference and non-respect, you have not separated your personal and your business expenses, even if they're both on personal cards. You need to use separate cards for personal and business, or you pierce the corporate veil and they can sue you and take all your business assets and all your personal assets. So, if you are to this date, if you have not talked to us and created a clear path and strategy to separating personal business, make sure all your business is on one personal card and all of your personal is on a different personal card. Then, get out of business on your personal profile. Get business cards. We're happy to help. Just get business cards and run your business on the business card and keep your personal pristine so you don't run the high balances, your utilization isn't killing you, and you're not strangling the very asset that is going to get you anything you want in your financial lives. Guys, I'm telling you, there's so much misinformation out there. It's bullshit.
Now, the good news is...
good cop, bad cop.
The good news is you don't have to be the expert. We don't even have to be the experts on this. We happen to have been in business for decades between the two of us, many decades. And so one thing I would say is if the concept of piercing the corporate veil or oh my gosh, now all of a sudden you're looking at this and you have a business, you're going, oh crap, am I going to be in trouble with the IRS? Because that's the last place you want to get in trouble, right? If that rings for you a little bit and makes you pucker a little, check out Anderson Law Group. This is not a paid promotion. They helped me set up my first entity in 2001. Yep. And they know the space really well, especially if you're an investor or a small business owner. They know it really well. It's likely they have some free information out there that you can get a hold of and watch some videos, and they're attorneys. So they're actually the experts I would refer you to.
Yeah, and to the level, we've worked with a number, we have mutual clients. I could almost say hundreds. There's how do you say dozens and dozens and dozens, right?
Many dozens.
Many dozens of mutual clients, and not one of our credit strategies has ever run amok with Anderson.
Yeah.
And they have reinforced many of our strategies as asset protection, sunset clauses, things that are going to be important for you to prosper in a business environment. Yeah. So again, we do it because we trust their coaching of our mutual clients, and we've never rejected out of hand any of their strategies as well, right? We're very parallel tracks. So check them out, free information. Again, not a paid political announcement. We just know that we have lots of mutually satisfied clients between our two organizations that will take care of setting up the entities or things to make sure you're protected.
Yeah. Now, and then the last thing I want to say on this is I started the conversation with, it seems obvious that we should have business on business, but it's not. It is the furthest thing from obvious that somebody can be in business for 45 years and never have a single advisor, not one, mention they should maybe get business credit and separate out it just goes to show that in this world of finance, people silo themselves, and this is what the banker focuses on. They don't think anything outside of it. This is what an attorney focuses on. They don't think anything outside of it in many cases. That's why, and again, I'm plugging them hard today, the Anderson Law Group, the reason I do like them is because they work in this space of investors and small business owners.
Yeah.
So they see a bigger picture than maybe just some other type of asset protection attorney who just focuses on trusts maybe or something like that.
Yeah.
Or
they've got a comprehensive, all I know is I've run up against, in our client consultations, our strategy sessions, we've run up against a number of their strategies and recommendations, and everyone passed muster with good credit management, good credit growth strategies.
Yeah. So if this is all brand new for you, it's okay. Don't think that it's terrible that you're just hearing this for the first time. We'll try to do a better job of getting the information out there sooner.
Yeah, we're trying. Send your friends to Facebook Live at creditsense.com, Facebook at CreditSense.
Yeah.
Let's get.
And go to our YouTube channel, learn it. Send us questions. Again, we've got 3 great questions. We're gonna wrap it up right now. It's 11 o'clock, so we're gonna wrap.
Okay.
And we will be back next week. Actually, hold on.
Tuesday?
Hold on. Oh, yep. We will be back next week.
Yeah, the week after, guess where we're going?
Yeah.
FICO World.
You'll get some live updates from FICO World.
Yeah, we'll be doing Facebook Live at FICO World every day of what we're learning and what's going on out there. So, guys, FICO World.
Yeah.
I want to say FICO World, bitches.
There you go. Let's discuss that. Maybe let's see if that's a good idea.
Okay, we'll check in.
All right, hey everybody, thanks for joining. Joey made it on, so hey Joey. And if you got any,
Joey?
Yeah.
Joey, what's up?
If you've got any questions when you see this after we hit the end button here, send us a question. Like I said, send us a question in the comments. Jump on the YouTube, check it out, ask us questions there. We're more than happy to answer them. Or info@creditsense.com.
Yeah.
And our team of strategists will guide you through the process and help answer any questions you have. So for now,
see you guys.
Take care and be wise with your money.
Yep.
Hey guys, thank you for listening to Are You Effable? Please leave comments because I would love to read about your aha moments from this episode. And be sure to visit fundinghackers.com to view the blog post, get important links, join our community, and much, much more. And you gotta tell your friends about this podcast. We want them to become effable too.